Iranian university ban women's stand against mandatory hijab. Amid an ongoing revolution sparked by the death of Masa Amini in 2022, female students in Iran are taking a stand against the country's mandatory hijab laws, resulting in disciplinary hearings, suspensions, and threats of zero grades. Around 60 female students have been barred from their universities with threats of expulsion if they fail to adhere to the hijab requirements. Despite this, students are fighting back, posting videos on social media in defiance of the harassment they face. Quote, "We've been mass banned from the campus for refusing to wear a hijab, and in the past few days, there has been a violent crackdown on us for peacefully sitting in protest," said one female student. Jasmine Ramsey, deputy director of the Center for Human Rights in Iran, criticized the Iranian disciplinary committees in Iran, saying, quote, "Recent developments have revealed that university disciplinary committees in Iran have conducted sham hearings where students and professors are treated as guilty without any opportunity to prove their innocence." This rising tension in Iran's educational institutions underscores the battle between the push for personal freedom by the younger generation and the stern cultural mandates enforced by the state, revealing a profound shift in social attitudes and bringing a new urgency to to the struggle for women's rights in Iran. So this was really interesting. There was a huge piece in The Guardian about all the ways that Iranian students are combating mandatory hijab and the consequences that they're facing. So, like, they will have like security officials come knocking on their dormitory doors, like asking them about their social media postings, who they're following, why they're not wearing hijab. There's like just a litany of different ways in which they're cracking down on these students. But Armin, have you heard about this recently?
Oh yeah, of course. This has
Well, tell
been
us what
all
you
over the
know because
news.
you get more information
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Farsi.
Well, let me just give you a better understanding of the thing that is happening. This is the cat is out of the bag. Like this cannot be undone. The movement of women in Iran just choosing not to wear their hijab is just too widespread right now. That the government is going to be impossible for the government to reverse this trend. However, the problem that the government is having is that it needs to try to send signals to the religious people, to the religious part of the country, that it's doing something. And even though the government itself realizes that it's too late, that this can't be undone, it needs to sometimes do some extreme measures so that the religious radicals in Iran, who are more dangerous to the government than the secular revolutionaries against the government, they sometimes feel satisfied that the government is trying to do something. And it's actually the government, to be fair to the, I mean, I don't want to say be fair to the regime, but they what they're doing is smart. Okay, so they know that this is happening and they can't do anything about it. But what I noticed within the uber religious Muslims in Iran, that they say, if you don't do this, we will topple the government. This is the religious people are saying, if you don't make the country more Islamic. Every time they do a symbolic move like this, and they see girls screaming and girls being upset and girls being afraid, it shuts them down. They like go and share this video and they're happy about it. They're like so orgasmic about how women suffering, and the fact, the idea that the government is like cracking down on the violations of hijab rules and stuff. And for some time they get quiet, they feel like something is happening. But if you look at the overall trend, it's just moving so much against their favor. But it's like these types of actions is like red meat to their radical base that the government needs to throw at these people, so just to keep them quiet for a while. And it's working, it's really working. So it's kind of like a going back and forth, like every so they loosen up the enforcement of the rules, and then the religious people scream out loud and like, what the hell you're doing, so they toughen it up a little bit, or so in some places. And then the people the videos come out, lots of video comes out of the way that they're harassing women, and that reaction becomes higher. So they go, it's like a seesaw, they go back and forth, but the overall trend is in the direction of loosening. But again, this is never going to end, because even if the hijab becomes completely voluntarily. The next thing would be, I don't know, alcohol. The next thing would be dancing. The next thing would be women singing. The next thing would be, I don't know, the right to protest. The next thing would be the right to burn the Quran. The right, like this is an, some people will say like, oh no, we have reduced this revolution to hijab, and now if hijab becomes uh, voluntarily, now there's nothing to fight for. That they're wrong. There's so many things that people could go, the next fight could be on. Anyways, I talked for so long about this, so I'm going to stop.
No, no, I love it because you told me something pretty extraordinary. You told me that you heard from someone that went to visited Iran recently that they went through border control and there were women who were not wearing mandatory hijab
Yes.
in the border control. And can you tell that story? Like that was crazy.
Yeah, people were coming into Iran, and they didn't have the hijab on the plane, and when they were coming into Iran, showing their passport, passing the security, they didn't put the hijab on to go through security. And he told me that nobody told them anything. They just went through security, went to Iran. Nobody told them once anything about them not having a hijab. That's
That's so
how.
crazy. So when you hear
That's
that,
how.
like growing up the way that
I
you
don't believe.
grew up, like what do you
I
even
can't believe
think?
it.
Can your
I
mind
can't
even
believe it.
comprehend?
No, no, I can't. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like I could not
Wow.
ever imagine in my wildest dream that this was where we would be at by this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's probably, yeah. But guys, this is not, the fight is never over. Okay, even if this is happening, there's so much. They're still killing people for burning the Quran. So we just had 2 executions, many more executions for other reasons. So again, remember that this is not a done deal, but even close. Anyways, we
Mhm.
need to move on because I do have a Persian show coming up very
Oh
soon.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh
oh
yeah, and Sayak is reminding people, please like the stream, like the video, guys. It supports us a lot. And don't forget to subscribe. We're very close to 40K. Let's get there together. And Watcher also gave a super chat. Thank you, Watcher, saying,
thank you.
did you see the guest recommendations that I sent to Armin? So you sent them to me. I need to tell them to Armin. I'm not even going to lie. We've been
Yeah.
stretched very thin recently. So, but
Yes.
I will talk to him about it because I think he would be
Yes.
interested.
My hands are so full right now, especially so, but we'll try to take a look at them. But thank you. Sorry if we can't get back to you right away on these things.
Yeah.
Apologies for that. But yeah, thank you for the support.